Day 3 of the SEC football media days. Alabama was there, and Nick Saban was talking a lot about how last season ended. Lauren Sisler is live in Hoover and talked with the Alabama players and coaches. Good evening, Lauren. How are you?
Hey there, Jim. You know, Alabama is in the house when the fans erupt here in the lobby of the Winfrey Hotel, even as early as 8 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. But that's all part of the Alabama experience. And with the Alabama experience comes an increased standard of excellence. An SEC championship was great and all, but this team wants a national championship. In fact, they expect it. And it starts with this year's motto, finish.
Well, I think it's important because we didn't do a good job last year of finishing the season, that we've talked a lot in the offseason about finishing, but we've also talked to the players a lot about hard work, better preparation, because we didn't finish the season very well. Like, you know, chopping wood and carrying water. You know, it's just hard work.
Now, some challenges lie ahead for Alabama. For the second year in a row, Nick Saban will be asked to be developing and naming a starting quarterback. So coming up later on in sports, we'll break down that quarterback battle. Plus, how do you replace a guy like Amari Cooper, that star wide receiver? We'll answer that coming up later. Guys, back to
Well, Lauren, it's 50 days until football, our SEC Media Days coverage. Now to the sport we love, football. Day 3 of the SEC Football Media Days, and it was Champions Wednesday. Missouri won the Eastern Division, and they were there today. So was 2014 SEC champion Alabama. WIAT 42 sports anchor Lauren Sisler live in Hoover. Hey, Lauren.
Well, you know, I have to give it to the Ohio State fans for coming out and trying to heckle the Alabama Crimson Tide here in this lobby that was once full earlier today. However, the Crimson Tide aren't worried about last year and that loss to Ohio State. Nick Saban has already done his due diligence to get this team to reestablish their identity. It's part of his job. It's part of the process. You know, Nick Saban doesn't take much of a vacation, and even when he does, football always on his mind.
I'm not away from what I do any more than I've ever been. I just think that the time that I'm away, I manage better. I relax more. Used to be, I used to go on vacation and all I did was work. Now, sometimes I go on vacation and don't work all the time.
All right, and coming up later on in the show, we're going to talk about that quarterback battle. We're also going to talk to center Ryan Kelly, who will be snapping the football to that quarterback, and he's going to give us the landscape of how that quarterback battle is going. That and more coming up later in sports. Keep it here on WIAT 42. Guys, back to you.
All right, Lauren, thank you.
You're watching WIAT CBS 42 News.
All right, let's see. Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky. What was that other? Alabama headline Day 3 of SEC Media Days.
And that's where we find Lauren Sisler outside the Winfrey Hotel in Hoover with the big storylines today. Lauren?
Hey, you guys know the team that travels the least amount grabs the biggest set of fans and the biggest storylines here at SEC Media Days, as was the case. Nick Saban entering his 14th SEC Media Days, and of course he acknowledged that, saying he was very excited about that feat. Now, as you can see, the fans decided they might show up to work a little late so they could show their support. It's all in the competitive spirit. That's what Alabama is all about. It's what Nick Saban is all about. So much so it isn't filtered out even in his personal life.
It's something that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. I mean, I know you all know Kristen just got married, but when she started to date when she was 15, when the boys came to the door, that's the first thing I asked. I said, what do you play? I want to know if the guy could compete. Now, Kristen didn't like that question too much, but...
You know, Kristen, Nick Saban's daughter there, that's what Nick Saban is looking for in his quarterback, too. 5 guys vying for that starting job this season. Melissa Kim caught up with the guy who will be making those snaps to the quarterback.
All right, we're joined now by Alabama center Ryan Kelly, second-year starter. And Ryan, not knowing who the quarterback is going to be, does that make things a little bit more difficult for you comfort-wise?
It doesn't. You know, I've worked with all those quarterbacks enough to know that whoever goes in there, whoever's the starter, they're going to do a great job. Coach Kiffin and Coach Saban have done a great job in rotating quarterbacks so that every center feels comfortable with whoever's going to be in there. You know, last year we were kind of the same way. We didn't know who was going to be the quarterback, and you know, Blake ended up doing a heck of a job, and turned out to be a great season. So we're hoping to do the same thing this year, and you just get after it.
All right, now fun question. Offensive linemen, you guys have to keep the weight on as opposed to most people trying to lose weight. So tell me, like, what's a typical lunch or dinner for you? How much do you eat calorie-wise, and what is it, the food-wise?
I don't know about dinner and stuff, but like all right, so the only thing I really keep track of is like breakfast. That's my
so
thing.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Breakfast is either 6 or 7 whole eggs, jumbo eggs, and then I do 3 cups of oatmeal. That's and then a cup of coffee. That's my thing. But I mean, it depends on if you're a big guy, you're not eating that, So I'm kind of a skinnier guy trying to gain weight still, so that's what I eat. But yeah, there's a lot of money goes into food around here. So.
All right, thanks so much, Ryan. That's Alabama Center Ryan Kelly. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Melissa. Now, Alabama coming off an SEC championship win over Missouri, a team that won the SEC East 2 years in a row. But the big question to Coach Pinkel, why couldn't you finish the job?
I got to do a better job. You're right. We've got to make the next step, and you do that through just working harder, continuing to recruit well, and coaching better. So there's no question about it. We've done a lot of good things, but we're not there yet, obviously.
Arkansas not yet there either. The Hogs tasted success last season with a 7-6 record, but Brett Bielema, like every other team in the SEC, wants more. And you know what I want? I want a pair of Brett Bielema's shoes, the Air Force Ones, something I know Mark Prater there would look pretty swell in.
Well, I try. Let's talk.